Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Now, today's video, I wanted to make a reaction video. I'm reacting to another content creator in I'll say the Genshin Impact community. I mean, he's not really part of the community, but I will say he is the most hated content creator in the community, and that person is none other than Tectone. So he pretty much made a video talking about everything that's wrong with Genshin Impact, and I really wanted to take the opportunity to pretty much hear what he has to say about this. Now, before I have some, Hoyo Cuck who's gonna come into the comment section and say, "Oh, you're rage baiting because you never make any Genshin videos. This is your first time doing it. You're doing this for the views." First of all, if you go to my second channel, I literally made Genshin content on my second channel 4 months ago, covering 5.0. Made videos talking about the lore, talking about the story. I even made a video of me reacting to Capitano versus Mavuika. Plus, if you go to my oldest video on this channel, you will see that I made Genshin content. Just because I don't make Genshin content every single day doesn't mean that I can't make a video talking about the game. I've been playing Genshin Impact ever since version 1.0, and I literally admitted it in my video of me criticizing Genshin. I said version 1.0 was one of the best versions in the game. Like version 1.0 in Genshin Impact was amazing, but ever since then, after version 1.0, everything just fell off. So to say that, a content creator is rage baiting because they're making a video criticizing the game is just fucking retarded. I don't have to make a video on Genshin every day just to avoid quote unquote rage baiting. And if it's rage baiting, well, you fell for it. So let's go and react to this, man.
Boys. So your boy is currently in the algorithm, and I mean really hard. We're having multiple videos breaking 100,000 views again. It feels very good. Twitch stream, we broke 7,000 viewers last time I was live, and I haven't done one of these in a while because sometimes I feel like an old man yelling at the clouds. Because
And once again, the reason why you're getting a lot of views, Tectone, is because these people, they're Genshin bots. They're hate watching. Realize how when it comes to these Genshin bots, they will never, like, you will never see them comment under a video of somebody who's spreading not positivity, but somebody who is glazing the game. Whenever you watch a Genshin Impact video of somebody who's saying that the game is really good, you go to the comment section. Most of the time it's probably like 3 comments, 2 comments, 1 comment. You don't really see a lot of Hoyo shills. I wouldn't say Hoyo shills, it's more like Genshin shills in the comment section saying, you know what, this video is amazing because you're supporting the game. No, all of the Genshin shills, they're always under the videos of you criticizing the game. That's where they're at all the time. And of course, they're just spamming rage baiting. I mean, you just can't make this shit up, man.
my channel is currently blowing up, and it's also blowing up in other channels such as Japan and China, territories that Hoyoverse actually listens to, I would like to decide to throw my hat in the ring and once again to suggest changes and make the player base once again aware of its overly predatory practices. Much
I will say this is pointless because, the Genshin Impact community, I wouldn't say every single Genshin Impact player is brain dead, because I will say, there are some people in the Genshin Impact community who actually have a brain, and those people, I'm not talking about y'all. This is more for the people who will defend the game, blindly defend the game for just no reason. They will give any reason as of to why Genshin is an amazing game. Whenever you give them one valid critique, they just throw it out the window and say, "Nah, you're just rage baiting. You make no sense." Those are the people that they're just a lost cause. There's no hope for those people. So trying to persuade them that the game is not good, it's just a waste of time.
differently than the games that have come because of Genshin Impact that have kind of adapted the way that players play and adapted the way players spend. I would like for Genshin to get some equality like the other games have, and I do want you to make I want to make you abundantly clear of all of the issues currently with Genshin Impact and the way they monetize their video games. And I would also like, if you were a content creator, I would love for you to react to this video, give me your thoughts, give me your feedback. Am I wrong? Am I not? And feel free to tag me in the react, and I would love to get a response to react. Really appreciate videos like this keeping the community alive. Number one, fuck Paimon. Okay, now that we got that out of the way.
I think we can all agree with that. Paimon is fucking annoying. But one thing he did mention here when he said that he wanted Genshin Impact to receive the same treatment that other games are receiving, like HSR, ZZZ, I 100% agree. And I just don't understand why some people are against that. Like, I don't understand why people refuse to want Genshin to receive good treatment. Like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, how can you say that you love the game, but at the same time, whenever somebody's making a video saying, here's what the devs should do, here's how they should make the game better, your first response to that video is, oh, you're rage baiting. Genshin is amazing. No one cares about a Woo Simp's opinion. Like, come on, bro. And it's really funny how these people, they called me a Woo Simp just because I criticized Genshin. Listen, guys, I am not a Woo Simp, all right? There are some things that I don't like about Wuthering Waves. And a matter of fact, I've been playing Wuthering Waves ever since global launch. And I didn't play the game a lot. Like, I'll say around like version 1.2, I would barely log into the game. I would just log in to do my dailies, and that's pretty much it. I will say Wuthering Waves, there were times where the game was just fucking boring. And the same thing applies to Genshin, right? But the thing is, Wuthering Waves, they respect their players. They respect the players who play their game. They would never do something where, oh, for example, version 5.3 for Genshin Impact, they would never do something like that in Wuthering Waves where they would put, a huge character in phase one, and then alongside with that huge character, they put another huge character with that crazy character. Like, for example, let's say they dropped Camellia, right? They dropped Camellia and they dropped Shorekeeper in both banners, right? Two limited 5-star characters in one phase. And then all the rewards that we were hoping to get for phase one, they pushed that to phase two. If they were to do that in Wuthering Waves, it would be over. It would be over for the game. Like, everybody would go crazy. And that's the difference between both games. It's like when you look at both communities, the Wuthering Waves community, they're not fucking brain dead like the community for Genshin Impact. If you look at the Genshin Impact community, they let things slide. They let the devs treat them like shit. And that's the reason why I prefer Wuthering Waves more than Genshin Impact, because the community isn't fucking stupid. And whenever the devs do something wrong in Wuthering Waves, people will call them out. Meanwhile, for Genshin Impact, they do something wrong, people will literally defend them and say, this game is still amazing. You guys need to be grateful. This is a free game. Stop complaining. It's a free game. Go make some money. Go get a job. Why the fuck would I support a game when a community is that shit? Well, like, why would I support a game where they're treating their players like trash, and at the same time the community is accepting that trash? I'm sorry, I just can't partake that. I can't participate in that type of activity.
Genshin has a horribly, horribly predatory system that it should learn from the games that are now, and for lack of a better term, excelling where Genshin Impact lacks, and that is the monetary system. This video was inspired by you guys, and it was inspired by this comment. Genshin Impact isn't so bad. Just look at how much money we gave them from every single Genshin Impact fan. Patch after revenue.
Bro, whenever I see that argument, I can just shake my head because that is such a pathetic argument. So you mean to tell me the game is good because they're making a huge amount of money? They're making money, so therefore it's a good game? That makes absolutely no sense. So using your logic, if I were to open Genshin Impact right now, I open a game, I I open a game on my PlayStation or PC. I get into the game, and there is absolutely nothing on my screen. I just have my character standing there. There's like 10,000 mint flowers around. You see 10,000 berries, and there's no combat. I'm just standing there doing absolutely nothing. But let's say the game is still receiving a lot of money. Does that mean that the game is still good? No, the game is not good. You judge a game based off of what the game can provide, not how much money it makes. That is so stupid, but let's continue. I will never understand why
report
people
after
create
revenue
that
report,
argument.
I see
Terrible
Genshin
argument.
Impact retards, and I use that word specifically, say, oh, duh, but our game is really good, cause look at how much money it makes.
Such a bad argument.
Wow, dude, that's really cool. Congratulations. Genshin makes a lot of money. Do you want to know why it makes a lot of money? Well, why don't we give you issue number one? Genshin Impact, you are 4 years, nearly 4 years into your development cycle, and players cannot still farm the materials that they want to on the days that they want to do it. Now,
And it all goes down to the resin system. When I made that video talking about, issues in Genshin, and I included the resin system. The resin system is still a problem because you look at games like HSR, they fixed their stamina system because if you don't log into the game for, let's say, like 3 or 2 days, all the stamina that you did not use is stored up. So you pretty much have like probably 1,000 or probably 2,000 stamina saved up. And then once you want to, you want to do a huge grind session, you can hop back on HSR and you can grind for a lot of relics. It's a really good system. Wuthering Waves has the same thing as well. But you look at Genshin Impact, it's like, okay, you have 200 resin. At first, I think the max resin cap was around 120. It's been a minute. It's been a minute since I'll say the last time I played Genshin, probably like I'll say 2 days ago, but it's more like I log in, do my dailies, and that's it. The reason why is because I want to get the Pyro Archon. But once I get her, I think I'm just gonna end it at that, bro. Like I don't even spend money on a game anymore. The last time I spent money on Genshin was the Farina banner. Ever since then, I was like, yeah, I'm done. Like I'm done with the game. I just logged in, did my dailies, and that's it. But now it's getting to a point where the game is just ridiculous, and I just can't take it anymore. But back to what I was saying, the resin system, right? So for Genshin, it's like you get into the game, you have 200 resin, and you're like, okay, well, I'm gonna use this 200 resin, but at the same time, I want to grind more. Well, guess what? If you don't have any fragile resin, you're gonna have to use primo gems, and once you use those primo gems, they're going to double the amount, like they're going to double the Primogem cost. They're going to increase the cost in order for you to get more resin. So it's like essentially they're pretty much, you know, their end goal is to make you spend money in order for you to grind for more artifacts. That's their goal. They don't give a lot of fragile resin. The resin system is terrible. The fact that they don't give you the option to store up your resin if you're inactive is just dumb. Like it's the game's been out for 4 years. HSR has been out for the game's been out for a year now, and they already have their stamina system is already 10 times better than Genshin stamina system. Wuthering Wave has been out for like 6 or 5 months. The stamina system is already leagues better than Genshin's resin system. It's embarrassing. The game's been out for 4 years, and the stamina system is still garbage.
Do you want to know why that is, chat? Well, let me tell you. That's because they want you to freak the fuck out if you miss a couple days. You miss the talent awards. You can't level up the characters that you want. You can't play the way you want. So next time it happens, oh God, you farm a little bit, but it's not enough. If you're not patient, then guess what? You're going to have to wait a couple 2 or 3 days to see that material apply again. So guess what? You are going.
Yeah, when it comes to the talent material thing, yes, I also think that's really dumb how they restrict you from grinding up talent materials for a specific character. Like they restrict you from pretty much getting all the resources you need in order for you to level up your character immediately. It's like the fact that they're like, okay, if you want to grind for, let's say, Mavwika's talent materials, you're gonna have to wait all the way till Thursday to get those materials. That's fucking stupid. For example, we go back to HSR and Wuthering Waves. We go back to HSR. You don't have to worry about grinding for talent materials on a specific day in order for you to, build your characters. Like you don't have to worry about that. You can choose, like you can choose anytime. Like you can take the opportunity to grind talent materials whenever you want. You don't have to worry about that shit on HSR. There is no restriction. You can just log in. Okay, today let me build up my sample. Boom, your sample is built. Oh, let me go ahead and build my Kafka. Boom, your Kafka is built. You can probably build like 4 to 5 characters or 3 characters in one day. That's a good system. That's actually very, very good. But when we look at Genshin, it's like, all right, I want to build up my razor, but unfortunately, his materials aren't available today. I have to wait all the way till Sunday to grind his materials. I have to wait all the way till next week in order for me to level up my razor. So therefore, right now he's not that strong, so I'm not going to use him. He's going to be benched for a week. That is a terrible fucking system. And this is why I say that the resin system is complete dog shit, because if they implement the stamina system that HSR and Wuthering Waves has, we won't have to worry about, losing the opportunity to invest in the characters, a talent, let's say a talent tree or whatever, We don't have to worry about not maxing it out because we have the stamina system that Wuthering Waves and HSR has. You'll be able to store up your resin, and then once that day is available, like let's say Mavuika's talent materials are available on a Monday. Once Monday comes, all the resin that you stored up, you can use that to grind for Mavuika's materials. But unfortunately, it's stuck at 200. The cap is 200, and they don't even give us a lot of fragile resin. So at the end of the day, you're probably gonna have to spend some money to. You're either gonna have to spend some money to get more resin, or you're just gonna have to be patient and just fucking wait. That's literally those are the only two outcomes. Be patient, play the patient game, and just wait. Play the waiting game, or spend money and just get it out the way.
Going to have to do spend money on primo gems to refresh it to get even more of that
There
oh
it is.
so
That's exactly what I
valuable
just said.
resource that you so crave. It's bullshit. You know it's
Yep.
bullshit. Honkai Star Rail don't do that shit. Zenless
Yep.
don't do that shit. Wuthering Waves don't do that
Yep.
shit. So why, oh why, does Genshin still do it? And let me tell you why. Because you dumb fuck slop that shit up and say, oh, Dwayne,
Yep.
oh man,
Exactly.
you're the best. Yes, I am using.
Exactly. The reason why Genshin they're doing it is because the community doesn't hold them accountable. If they were to do this in HSR, it would have been over. If they did this in Wuthering Waves, it would have been over. If they did this in Zenless Zone Zero, I don't know. When it comes to Zenless Zone Zero, I will say the ZZZ community is pretty chill. Like I haven't seen a lot of issues with ZZZs. I think it's by far one of the most chill communities in Hoyoverse. I might be wrong here, but the worst community is definitely the Genshin Impact community. But the reason why they're doing this is because the community lets the devs get away with it. They let Dawei get away with it. His tears are enough to, prove to them that, hey, Dawei is doing his best. His tears prove that he is doing his best. Come on, guys. We can do better than this. We can do better than this.
And using a retard voice intentionally because you got to be dumb as fuck to defend this shit. And how in the fuck are no CC's talking about this shit still? It's ridiculous. It's fucking ridiculous.
The reason why some content creators don't talk about this is because number one, the reactions, like the comments that they receive when they make videos like this, it's completely pathetic. The good thing is me, I don't give a fuck. I don't care. Like if I see something wrong with a game, if I see something wrong, I'm gonna make a video talking about it. And all the Hoyo cooks can come into the comment section. They can say what they gotta say. I don't fucking care because I know that at the end of the day, me doing this is right. It's right because if I see something wrong, I'm not gonna sit back and just say nothing about it and just ignore it. No, I'm gonna make a video talking about it so that I can create awareness so that some of these people can wake the fuck up. But that's just not possible because once again, we're talking about Genshin shills. They don't care. They will literally let Oyo like I wouldn't be surprised if Genshin out of nowhere, let's say tomorrow, out of nowhere, in order for you to log into the game, you have to pay $9.99. You have to pay a monthly fee to play the game. I wouldn't be surprised if these people defended that. I wouldn't be surprised. That's how lost this community is.
4 years? And I still gotta wait till Wednesday to get my Jigabahoos so I can level up my big booby bitch number 51? Dumb as fuck. You know what else is dumb as fuck? Front loading two characters, aka Malvika and Sitlali, whatever the fuck her name is, on the same week cycle, and then giving the rewards on the second week cycle. Yes, that's right, boys. Have you ever heard of FOMO? Well, guess what? We're back.
It's honestly crazy how people still defended this shit. Like you would think that them, like the devs doing this, you would think that this would wake up the Genshin shills. You think this would actually wake them up? No, this did not wake them up. These people still fucking defended this shit. It is crazy. I mean, some people in my comment section they were like, "Oh, people need to stop complaining. Make some money. You know, get a job." Like this shit is insane, bro. These people are crazy as fuck. Like the fact that you are still defending this shit, this slop, the fact that you are still defending this is mind-blowing to me. And some people would bring up the Lantern Right as an excuse. The Lantern Right excuse is complete bullshit because for Lantern Right, most of the time whenever they're releasing characters during Lantern Right, it's always characters from Leeway. Um The last time I don't remember the last character. Like I don't remember which character they released during Lantern Rite. I'm pretty sure it was Zhao. Maybe I forgot. But they would always release leeway characters during Lantern Rite. And when you look at the Phase 2 banner for Lantern Rite, like this banner is going to take place during Lantern Rite. I'm pretty sure Arlecchino is in this banner, and Arlecchino isn't even from fucking Leeway. So using the Lantern Rite as an excuse is complete bullshit. And if you want to say, well, they're including all the rewards in phase 2 because of Lantern, right? Okay, so how come they won't give us any rewards in phase 1? Is there any reason for them to do, like, for them to not give us any rewards for Mavwika and Silily? Especially the fact that they're putting 2 limited 5-star characters in one fucking phase. Why couldn't they just give us, some additional pools for phase 1? For phase 1, they can give us 1,600 Primo Gems and 20 intertwined fates or 10 intertwined fates. And then for phase 2, they can give us, the 20 the 20 pulls. At least give us something. At least give us something for phase 1. It's like, nah, bro. When Pyro Archon releases in Silily, we're just gonna give you maintenance compensation and that's it. Go fuck yourself. For phase 2, we're gonna put everything in phase 2 instead. And by the time phase 2 releases, of Wicca and Silily, they're fucking gone. So you won't be able to use those rewards to get those characters. It's fucking bullshit, bro. And sure, you can say it's just 20 pulls, it's not a big deal. That's not the fucking point. The point is principle. Principle. It's pretty clear that the devs have no fucking respect for the players. They have no fucking respect. The fact that they had the balls to do this shit just shows. It just shows that the community, you guys are enabling this shit. You guys are enabling the devs to create to make these bad decisions. Because I promise you, if HSR were to do something like this, if Wuthering Waves were to do something like this, it would have been over. It would have been raps. But of course, this always happens in Genshin because nobody holds them accountable.
Back at it in round 2. So now let me tell you why they did this. Because of money. You're going to notice a trend on this one, boys. So, Archon patch, highly desired unit, if not the most highly desired unit, unless they decide to release Capitano, but that's a dude. It's not going to make money regardless. Navika is the Archon, and Satali is her highly synergistic support unit, so I've been told. I'll be real. I don't play the damn game because it's shit, and I like putting the money where my mouth is. I will be going back to Genshin Impact once they get rid of Paimon and they make this game far less predatory. However, I'm not doing that until it changes. However, I still will be that old man on the porch with my shotgun saying, hey, get off my lawn, like the bitter old fuck I am. Fuck that shit there.
I will say when it comes to Tectone, like, some people, a lot of people hate him. It's like, whatever. That's your opinion, but you got to give credit where credit is due. He's been he's been calling out Genshin for years, right? He's been calling them out for years. So for all the Genshin shows, you guys got to give the dude some credit, bro. He's been calling them out forever. And he has a point. Everything that he complains about, it's fucking true, bro. It's true. It's true. When you really sit back and take a look at the game and look at all of these previous updates, look at all the decisions whoever's made when it comes to Genshin Impact, how can you still sit there and say that the devs for Genshin are amazing, that Genshin is peak? I just don't get it. I really don't understand.
They're calm, not calm to us. That's Summoner's War. Jesus, this feels nostalgic. Hoyoverse, this is a fucking joke.
And let's not forget about 3 Intertwined Fate incident, where like for I think for anniversary, they only gave us 3 Intertwined Fates. Yes, you playing the game for 3 years, guess what they give you? 3 single pulls. That's what you get. And people still defend this shit. Insane.
You are doing this because you know these people want this character. You are doing this because you know they want this character to be optimized. However, if they want that, man, they got to dig deep into their pockets. You couldn't even give them the 20 extra pulls to hopefully get 1 or 2 of them. If they get lucky, it wasn't going to happen anyways. It is fucking outrageous. Not only are you pay gating a Archon, which, by the way, issue number 3 is pay gating proper quality of life of exploring your dog shit game. Look at Wuthering Waves. All quality of life is locked behind fucking gadgets. How the fuck are you going to release shitty versions of these little dinosaurs to do Mickey Mouse versions of the mega versions of the characters that you can pay?
Yes, when it comes to Natlan characters and how Natlan characters, you know, their exploration abilities are amazing. Only in Natlan and outside of Natlan, it's close to useless. The reason why this is a problem is because they started doing this during Fontaine, right? Only Fontaine characters have like, underwater animations. Meanwhile, characters who are not from Fontaine, they don't really have an animation. Now that in Natlan, they're like, okay, the Natlan characters, they have great exploration abilities, but in order for you to, witness these abilities at their full potential, at their full value, you have to be in Natlan because of phlogiston energy. I wouldn't be surprised if when we go to Snezhnaya, they wouldn't pull some bullshit where, oh, if you use a Snezhnaya character outside of Snezhnaya, they're gonna fucking die because it's too hot outside. Or they're gonna pull some bullshit where if you're outside of Snezhnaya, the character doesn't receive a 100% crit damage bonus. It's like if the game is walking down its path, bro, there is no fucking way that people are still gonna defend this shit, right? Right? I'm wrong, bro. These people, they're still gonna find a reason to defend the game. They're still gonna say that the game is peak, no matter fucking what. Insane.
500 fucking dollars to guarantee you one copy of. Ridiculous. And all these other characters who people already pulled for to get better exploration. Now Malvika does all of their job in one character. You know what you're doing. It's fucking outrageous. You are going.
Yeah, and when it comes to Mavuika, she has like a bike. She can her bike, it can turn to like a jet ski. She can fly with this bike. It's like I'm pretty sure she can also climb up walls with the bike as well. It's like she can pretty much do everything that every Natlan character can do. You have Jalonin who can climb up walls alongside with Kachina. Mavuika can do that with her bike. You have the jet ski, right? Milani, that's what she pretty much uses the shark or whatever as like a surfboard. Mavuika can do that as well. It's like they want you to summon for these characters because they know that their exploration is dog shit. Without Natlan characters, the exploration is so fucking slow and it is a pain to deal with. Go to Sumeru and go to the desert. That's all I have to say. That's all I have to say. Sumeru was a perfect opportunity for them to implement, pets in the game where you can use let's say you can use a pet to explore the desert. You can use probably a camel or something. Give us something to explore the desert. The fact that you have absolutely nothing, you're just walking in the desert, right? This big ass desert, you're just fucking walking around. The desert was so like the desert exploration was atrocious. I just couldn't. When it comes to exploration in the desert, I gave up. I was like, this like the desert is too big. It's too big, and they don't give you anything to traverse through the dead. Like they don't give you anything, any tools, any pets, nothing to explore the desert efficiently. It's just so damn slow. Like the exploration is mad fucking boring in the dead. Like it's a pain to deal with, man. It's just a pain. But it's just gonna get worse and worse.
Slurping up people's
Snezhnaya is gonna be
wallet, and it's
worse.
gross. And then you put Sitlali, the most synergistic unit for Mawika, with her, knowing that if a player wants one, they're gonna want both. So
Exactly.
that way you can assure $1,000 to guarantee both of them. Not to mention their fucking weapons. And let's talk about the issue with the fucking weapon banner. Zenless Zone Zero, Honkai Star Rail, Genshin Impact. Why the fuck is there a 50-50 on that shit? Why the fuck?
I've been stopped giving a fuck about the weapon banner. Like I don't even pull on the weapon banner anymore. Like the weapon banner is a complete joke. I literally don't care.
Fuck is there a 75-25? This shit sucks. Look at Wuthering Waves. If I get to pity, I get the fucking weapon and we call it a day. You don't need the game to be this fucking predatory. I assure you, do something to make your players happy for once. Just try it. See how it goes. It'll make
It's never
you
gonna
feel
happen,
quite
bro, because the
good.
community doesn't
Losing
let
these
them. The
chances on these
community
banners
doesn't want them to do it.
fucking sucks balls. And once again, I also heard that the new weapon banner system There's only one 50-50 now, but it doesn't fucking carry over. And you still can't make this shit not suck ass? Bro, I spent like $500,000 on your fucking game. Like, think about that reasonably, chat. I'm not even live. This is the YouTube. How much more money does this company possibly need to get before they start saying, okay, so now we got the groundwork for everything we need. Maybe we'll make the game just a little bit more friendly for people who aren't fucking whales. It's outrageous. It really is. Now, we talked about the weapon banner. We talked about the character front loading. We talked about the lack of awards, 3 years, 3 polls. We talked about the...
Please talk about the skip button. Texan, I hope you include the skip button in this video. I hope, because the skip button, it is fucking crazy to me how the game has been out for 4 fucking years and there is no sign of a skip button. Like somebody said in my comment section that even GTA, that game is story driven. Even GTA has a skip button. Even Tower of Fantasy has a skip button. Tower of Fantasy is a dog shit game, but hey, at least they have a fucking skip button. At least they have a skip button. I just hope he includes that in his video.
Pay gating, quality of life. Now let's talk about something even more fun. Bullet sponge fights. Yep, that's right. Bullet sponge fights. That way, even these little autistic children that populate your Twitter space can still get on the game and throw the little, I throw the water bubble, and then I throw the green bubble, and it makes a flower, and then I take electricity, and then I make it explode. Oh, I know it, I'm so freaking good at Genshin Impact. That way, even your fucking retard fan base, only the people who like Paimon. Once again, if you like Genshin, it's fine. Totally get it. I just fucking hate that fucking character. I mean, you gotta be a...
Yeah, like, if you like Genshin Impact, by all means, it's your opinion. I'm not gonna sit here and, completely shut out your opinion because you like the game. There's nothing wrong with that. But the thing, this is for the people who fail to realize how bad the game is. This is for the people who ignore the issues in the game and all they do is glaze the game 24/7. This is what this video is for. For the people who like the game, nothing wrong with that, because there are some people who like the game but they will admit that the game has flaws. Those people, I respect them. But for the players who know that there's issues in the game but they choose to ignore these issues and they just say, yeah, the game is fucking amazing, those people are fucking retards. But he's not talking about the skip button though. He's talking about bullet sponge enemies. I think what he means by that is enemies who like when you're fighting them, like it's really just like, how can I say, probably like a DPS check enemy. Like when it comes to combat in a game, like let's be honest, the combat in Genshin is really boring. Like you're really just running around, elemental skill, elemental burst, and poof, the enemy is gone. Like the game is really fucking easy. There is one boss who gets on my absolute fucking nerves. It's this worm boss, like this animal worm boss. I don't know who it is. I forgot which boss this was. It was in a desert. You guys might know who I'm talking about, which boss I'm talking about. But it's like a worm boss, an animal worm boss. That boss is so fucking annoying because all it does is it goes underground. You're just standing there fucking waiting for the boss to reappear, and it reappears for like 2 fucking seconds, so you can do like probably 1 or 4 damage, and then it goes back underground. That boss is fucking annoying. Let's continue.
You gotta be Dora the Explorer's #1 fan to fucking enjoy the story writing this game. Holy shit. I don't want to make a video on why the storytelling is fucking shit. I just fucking don't. I don't have the prerogative. Okay?
Don't
You make this...
don't waste your time, bro. Don't even waste your time making a video talking about the story. These people will literally dick suck the story. They will literally say that the story is the best thing that ever happened. It's just fucking insane. Like we can literally talk about how bad the story is for the entire day, but I'm not even gonna do that. I could have gone into more details on the video as to why the story is dog shit. That was just icing on the cake. There are so many piles of shit as to why the story is so fucking terrible. Ether, right? Ether not using his elemental abilities, that shit will never cease piss me off. It's just insane how he has like 5 elemental abilities and he refuses to use them. He was in Fontaine and he never used his hydro abilities. He only used his geo abilities to fucking push rocks away. When I think it was in I think it was in I forgot her name, the geo character. She has like an umbrella. It was in her story quest. That's the only time he used an elemental ability. Was a fucking he used like a geo attack and that's it. Hasn't used hydro, hasn't used dendro. Electro barely uses Electro. Pyro, he's probably gonna use Pyro for the next update. I don't fucking care. It's just, dude, the story, the power levels, like it's just so fucking inconsistent and trash. Using Dual Blade in every battle. Don't know what happened to Festering Desire. The weapon just disappeared. The story is a joke. I'm sorry, it's a joke.
Make this game so goddamn easy to fucking play. But then the problem is you want to make people think that they're not good enough by making every character have 10 million HP. The skill ceiling of a bad player and a good player is borderline non-existent.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
what I'm
you
saying.
got
The game is easy as fuck. The game is literally easy. Like you can beat the entire game with 4-star characters. And is there something wrong with that? No, because Wuthering Waves is the same thing as well. You can beat the whole game with 4-star characters. The problem is that like when it comes to the gameplay in Genshin, it's so repetitive. And sure, you can say that Genshin isn't, combat focused. Well, if it's not combat focused, why are artifacts a thing? Why are substats a thing? Why are we grinding for talent materials? Why are we building our characters to level 90? Why are we leveling them up if the game isn't combat focused? Why are we trying to make our characters stronger? For what? For what? Why are content creators making guides on, which team comp you should use, the best team for a specific character? Why are we doing this if combat isn't the main focus? Why?
got these people like Zadjeff and Ziox who like to pretend that they're good at the game. They're fucking not, okay? Anybody who plays this game for 3 hours is just as good as anybody who's paid for 1,000 hours. This game is not hard. There are not complex mechanics. Now, there are mechanics that you can pretend are complex, but they're fucking not. Oh, yeah, Dectone, but what about the Dragon Dive? What about the Dragon Dive, Dectone? What about canceling the auto attack for Hu Tao? Yeah, well, those are for fucking losers. So yeah, you can do like 1 to 2% optimizations if you want to.
I'm sorry, bro. If you're going try hard on Genshin Impact, I can't take you seriously, bro. I can't take you seriously if you're going try hard on Genshin Impact. Oh my
You like
gosh.
I'm gonna be real, bro. If I go to somebody's stream and I see them dragon diving on D-Luke, I'm clicking off. Okay? Hell no. Jesus Christ. You gotta be the biggest turbo virgin to fucking practice hardcore Genshin mechanics, aka a game made for dumbasses on the internet, 8-year-olds on their phone, and you're out there on the PC sweating that shit like it's CSGO or League of Legends Worlds. Go
Yeah,
home, get a fucking
that's
grip, or even better, go to the gym and do something productive with your life. Holy shit, that shit is
yeah.
sad as fuck. You can do it for fun, but if you think that you're doing it because you're
Yeah,
superior,
like once again, like if you like you can do whatever the fuck you want on Genshin. I don't care. But like to go try hard on Genshin Impact and make it seem as if this is one of the most difficult games on the planet. Let's be real, guys. Let's snap back to reality. Let's come back to reality. The game is fucking easy. It is literally easy. And that's why I say, for all the Genshin shills who say, "Oh, Genshin isn't combat focused." Once again, why are you leveling up your characters? Why are you watching content creators who are making guides on which build you should use on a specific character? Why are you doing it if at the end of the day the game isn't combat focused? Why? That's what I'm saying. Like, why are we doing this? Why are we making our characters stronger? Why are we grinding for artifacts? What is the point if at the end of the day it doesn't matter? What's the point?
every system that sucks in good old Genshin Impact. We talk about the weapon banner, lack of rewards, front loading 2 new characters, giving rewards during down.
You're missing out the skip button, Tech Tone. If you're watching this video, you're skipping the skip button. Damn, that was that was crazy. But dude, you need to talk about the skip button. That shit is insane.
Time rather than uptime, highly synergistic units pay getting max optimization,
Talk about that
bullet
skip
fun
button.
mechanics promote more spending, locking rewards at certain days, locking premier quality of life behind characters, and Paimon is garbage. And just wait. It also
One thing I wanted to talk about. Somebody said this in my comment section, and this is a good fucking point. You guys remember the Bond of Life mechanic, right? The Bond of Life's artifact, right? What the fuck happened to that? Arlecchino, Clorand, Bond of Life. What happened to that? It's like people like when I there were so many people on Reddit talking about Bond of Life, so many YouTube videos saying Bond of Life is the new meta. What the fuck happened to it? Like it just disappeared. Like we thought that they were going to introduce more characters who were going to use the Bond of Life system. Where are these characters at? And that's the thing that really pisses me off is that they introduce these new artifact sets, and then let's say 2 updates later, 3 updates later, that artifact is no longer useful. because they're not introducing characters who are going to need that artifact set. Right now, I'm pretty sure the best artifact set is I forgot which artifact it was, but it's an artifact set that increases crit rate by like I think 40%. You guys might know exactly what I'm talking about. It's a set currently in Natlin. Every single character, every DPS unit is using that set. And how much you guys want to bet? 3 or 4 updates later, that set will be absolutely fucking useless because I'm pretty sure that set is only useful on for Natlin characters because they're the only ones who can activate the 4-piece set effect. It's fucking atrocious how like they make their artifact sets. I mean, whoa, what the pause? They made their artifact sets region locked. Like they make it not region locked, but they make artifact sets good for characters in that specific region, right? Bond of Life only useful for Fontaine characters like Arlecchino, Cloran. Cloran, I mean, Arlecchino's probably not from Fontaine, but it's only useful on some characters in Fontaine, right? You go to Natlin, the new artifact set is only useful for Natlin characters, and then outside of Natlin, it's pretty much useless. So it's like, bro, it's just gonna, I'm telling you guys, it's gonna get worse and worse and worse. You have the exploration that's already a fucking issue. You have the artifact system that's already a problem. You have the resin system. It like the issues just keep on piling up more and more. FOMO, limited time events, lack of rewards, lack of content. What is the plan? Why are we still playing this fucking game?
They don't. You want to know why they don't care? Because they know forcing positivity is what's good for the algorithm. And they know that's what's good for their channel. It's good for their livelihood. But you know what it's not good for? The fucking player base. You know what it's not good for? The fucking spending habits of people who can't control themselves in these fucking gotcha games. Remind your audience that these are predatory games and demand that your companies do better. That's just my opinion. Once again, I'm doing this because I'm back in the algorithm. Thank fucking God. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing to my channel. Thank you for hitting the bell on all notifications. And thank you for following me on Twitter.
All right, guys, that's pretty much it for the video. I'm gonna go ahead and minimize this right here. We're gonna go ahead and give him a like. Make sure you guys go ahead and like his video. I mean, if you don't want to, doesn't matter. But final thoughts, I will say, definitely good video. But yeah, it's like Genshin Impact. The game has so much potential. It has potential to be a great game. And that's the reason why most content creators like me, we are now making videos talking about the game and criticizing the devs because now it's time for the devs to fucking wake up. I feel like it's time for them to wake up and realize that they're destroying the fucking game. They're actually destroying it. Sure, you can say, well, they're making good money. That's still not a like there's still that's not a good point. Like that's not a good argument. The game is literally being destroyed. It's been like this for 4 fucking years. They've been making the same mistakes over and over and over and over again. We always tell them the same thing. The community is always complaining about the same thing over and over again for 4 years straight, and they have done nothing about it. Absolutely nothing about it. It's the same trash every update. Nothing but disappointment, FOMO events, terrible resin system. Not letting us grind for materials for characters every day. They're just, restricting us. They're like, oh, you're not allowed to farm from a week on Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. Only on Saturday and Sunday. Like, what type of bullshit is that? What is that? Right? Exploration is completely atrocious without Natlin characters. By the time we reach Snezaniah, I wouldn't be surprised if they give them a whole, like if they give them a debuff if they're used outside of Snezaniah, or if you don't use Snezaniah characters, if you use any other character in Snezaniah, they're going to receive Frostbite or something like that. For example, in Dragon Spine, you're gonna get like this little frost meter, and once it maxes out, you're gonna receive damage over time. I wouldn't be surprised if they were to pull off some bullshit like that in Snezaniah. And the only way you can counter that is if using a Snezaniah character. Like that's the way, that's the route that the game is going right now. That's the path that the devs are taking. That's the path. And the fact that I can see this path, I'm like, you know what? Enough is enough, bro. Enough is enough. And sure, you can go in and say rage bait all you want, but at the end of the day, I'm not gonna sit here and watch a company fuck over a community for over 4 years and say absolutely nothing about it. I gotta say something, bro, because this has been happening for way too fucking long. So tell me what you guys think in the comment section down below. Make sure you guys go ahead and hit the like button. I would really appreciate it. And I'll be catching you guys on the next one. Peace.